Stanislas Wawrinka is a Swiss professional tennis player. He is currently the Swiss number 2 and world number 4, as of July 7, 2014. He first attained this ranking on January 27, 2014 as a result of winning his first Grand Slam event, the 2014 Australian Open. He also reached the semi-finals of the 2013 US Open where he lost to Novak Djokovic in 5 sets. In ATP Masters 1000 tournaments, he won the Monte Carlo Masters in 2014 and was finalist at the Rome Masters in 2008 and the Madrid Masters in 2013. Also, he won a gold medal for Switzerland in the men's doubles event at the 2008 Summer Olympics, partnering Roger Federer. They were also honored with the 2008 Swiss Team of the Year award. In addition, he has played for the Switzerland Davis Cup teams since 2004, scoring a 22-24 win-loss record. He played in the longest doubles match in history at the Davis Cup tie against the Czech Republic in 2013 partnering Marco Chiodinelli. Wawrinka considers clay his best surface and his serve and backhand his best shots. John McEnroe believes that Wawrinka has one of the most powerful backhands he has ever seen and describes him as having the best one-handed backhand in the game today. Early life: Stan was born the son of Wolfram and Isabel Wawrinka. His paternal grandfather had settled in Switzerland after fleeing Czechoslovakia for Germany in 1946. Wolfram Wawrinka, a farmer and social worker, married Isabel, an educator, and took over the running of his parents' farm, Ferme du Château, near Lausanne, which is connected with the castle of St. Barthé. Copyright Lemmy. The farm assists people with mild to moderate intellectual disabilities, and people with depression or drug and alcohol problems. Here Stanislas grew up with his elder brother, Jonathan, and his 2 younger sisters, Jana. Copyright Ian nor copyright La. Stan attended the Rudolf Steiner School in Krisia. Tennis career: Wawrinka stopped attending regular schooling at age 15 to focus full-time on tennis. However, he continued his schooling by distance education with the French organization CNED, which offered him greater flexibility. Juniors: Wawrinka started playing international junior events at age 14 and entered the satellite circuit the following year. He compiled an outstanding junior career, winning the 2003 French Open Junior Championships and reaching as high as number 7 in the junior world rankings in June 2003. 2003 Euro 2007, rising, first ATP title, Wawrinka turned pro in 2002 at the age of 17. By the end of 2005, he hovered just outside the top 50. He has a 2-3 career Davis Cup singles record in 3 ties. He was coached from age 8 until June 2010 by Dmitry Tsavilov. In October 2006, Wawrinka reached a then-career high ranking of world number 29. In the 2007 Australian Open, Wawrinka reached the 3rd round to be beaten by 2nd seed Rafael Nadal, losing in Melbourne in straight sets. He showed some impressive backhand skills, but was unable to deal with Nadal's heavy game. He suffered a 3-month setback, tearing a tendon in his right knee while practicing for the Swiss Davis Cup team's tie against Spain in February. In the 2007 French Open, Wawrinka pushed number 7 seed Ivan Ljubier to 4 sets, before falling in the 2nd round. He also claimed wins over Guillermo Corplas and Juan Ignacio Chela en route to a meeting with Rafael Nadal in the finals of the Mercedes Cup in Stuttgart in July. Nadal defeated Wawrinka in straight sets. In the 2007 US Open, Wawrinka reached the 4th round, a stage he had never reached previously in a Grand Slam event, notably defeating 25th seed Marat Safin in straight sets in the 2nd round. In the 4th round he was ousted by Juan Ignacio Chela in 5 sets. 2008, becoming a top 10 player and Olympic gold in doubles. By reaching the final of the 2008 Masters Series event in Rome, Wawrinka entered the top 10 for the first time. He lost in the final to Novak Djokovic in 3 sets, despite taking the opening set. In the 2008 Olympics, Wawrinka teamed with Roger Federer in the men's doubles. They beat the favored American twins Bob and Mike Bryan in the semi-finals in straight sets, then in the final defeated Simon Asplund and Thomas Johansson of Sweden in 4 sets to win the gold medal. Wawrinka reached the fourth round of the 2008 US Open, where British player Andy Murray defeated him in straight sets. 2009, Wawrinka lost to Rafael Nadal in the fourth round at the 2009 Sony Ericsson Open in Key Biscayne. Nadal came from behind in both sets to beat Wawrinka in 2 tiebreaks. The match lasted for 2 hours and 42 minutes. At the 2009 Monte Carlo Masters, Wawrinka defeated world number 2 Roger Federer in straight sets, an upset which halted the chance of a fourth straight Nadal-Federer final in Monte Carlo. At the 2009 French Open, Wawrinka defeated Nicolas de Vilder in 5 sets and Nicolas Massa in straight sets. He lost to Nicolai Davydenko in the third round in 4 sets. At Wimbledon, in the third round he defeated 21-year-old Jesse Levine, who had upset Marat Safin in the first round. The Sunday Times reviewed Wawrinka's performance in the match by opining that he is a strange player, clearly talented but short of match fitness and as clumsy on court as Federer is graceful. Wawrinka was defeated by Andy Murray in 5 sets in the fourth round. The match was also a debut usage of the new roof on centre court and was the latest match at Wimbledon, lasting until 22:37 Greenwich Mean Time. Wawrinka played in the Davis Cup tie with Italy and won in his first match against Andrea Seppi in straight sets. 2010, second career title. Wawrinka started his 2010 season by reaching the final of the Chennai Open, losing to Marin Oiya in 2 tiebreaks. This was Wawrinka's 5th consecutive loss in an ATP final. He reached the third round at the 2010 Australian Open, losing to Oiya again. Wawrinka returned to the ATP Tour at the Sony Ericsson Open after his wife gave birth to their daughter. He defeated Kevin Anderson, before losing to Mikhail Yuzny in the third round. He started his clay court season in Casablanca at the 2010 Grand Prix Hassan II. After receiving a first-round bye, he defeated Slovakian qualifier Martin Klier 3/4 and in the second round. In the quarter-finals, he easily defeated wildcard Rida El Amrani in straight sets. In the semi-finals, he defeated Italian Potito Staras in 3 sets to advance to his second ATP final of 2010. In the final, he defeated Romanian Victor Florescu in straight sets to win his second ATP tournament. With this tournament win, he snapped a 5-match losing streak in ATP finals and a 3.5-year title drought. Wawrinka became the 13th seed at the Monte Carlo Rolex Masters and defeated Victor Florescu in the first round in a rematch of the Casablanca final. He then beat Latvian Ernest Gulbis to advance to the third round. He was defeated by Novak Djokovic. Wawrinka reached the quarter-finals in Rome, losing to Rafael Nadal, and the semi-finals in Belgrade, losing to John Isner. At the French Open, where he was the 20th seed, he reached a fourth round without dropping a set, defeating Jan Hrdlicka in the first round. In the second round, he defeated German Andreas Beck, and in the third round, he beat Italian Fabio Fognini, before losing to Roger Federer in the fourth round. After an unsuccessful grass season, where he lost in the first round of Wimbledon, Wawrinka separated from his coach since childhood and hired Peter Lundgren. The partnership with Lundgren showed its benefits in the US Open, where Wawrinka reached the quarter-finals, beating 4th seed Andy Murray along the way. 2011, third career title. Wawrinka started off 2011 in impressive fashion, defeating world number 6 Tomaso Berdych along the way to claiming the Chennai Open crown. Wawrinka beat Xavier Malisse in the final in 3 sets. He advanced to the quarter-finals of the 2011 Australian Open, after defeating Andy Roddick in 3 sets to set up an all-Swiss quarter-final with Roger Federer, which he lost in straight sets. He also came back from 2 sets and a breakdown to defeat Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the third round of the French Open, before being defeated by Federer once more. Wawrinka was defeated by Simone Bolelli in the second round of Wimbledon and Donald Young at the same stage of the US Open. In September 2011, Wawrinka announced that he had parted ways with Lundgren. He played the rest of the season without a coach. At the 2011 Swiss Indoors Tournament, Wawrinka made it to the semi-finals, after defeating Florian Mayer in the quarter-finals. In an all-Swiss semi-final, he was defeated by Roger Federer in straight sets. 2012, Wawrinka started the season in Chennai, where he made the quarter-finals, before being defeated by Go Sinadar. At the 2012 Australian Open, he made it to the third round, defeating Benoit-registered trademark T-pair and Marcos Baghdatis, before being eliminated by Nicolas Almagro. In his Davis Cup tie against Mardy Fish in February, he lost in 5 sets. Later in February, he travelled to Buenos Aires and Acapulco, where he made to the semi-finals, before losing again to Almagro and Fernando Verdasco, respectively. In Monte Carlo, he defeated 3 Spaniards, Feliciano Lacubde-Pez, Pablo Andujar, and Almagro, making it to the quarter-finals before succumbing to world number 2 at the time, Rafael Nadal, the eventual champion. In doubles, he teamed with Viktor Troicki, and they made it to the quarter-finals. In Estoril, he made it to the semi-finals, but was defeated by Juan Martín del Potro. Wawrinka made the 4th round at the French Open after defeating Flavio Cipolla, Andujar, and Gilles Simon. He was defeated by Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the 4th round, once again coming from 2 sets down to take the match into a 5th set and recovering a 4-1 deficit in the decider before Tsonga finally prevailed. Wawrinka then had a series of first-round exits at Wimbledon, GSTAAD, and in the Summer Olympics, where he lost to the eventual gold medalist Andy Murray. He was the flag-bearer of Switzerland during the 2012 Summer Olympics Parade of Nations. He teamed with Roger Federer again in doubles at the Olympics, but they were eliminated in the second round. He made the semi-finals of the Masters 1000 event in Cincinnati, before he was defeated by Federer, the eventual champion. Wawrinka again also played doubles with Jarko Niemann, and they were eliminated in the second round. At the US Open, Wawrinka reached the 4th round, but was forced to retire in his match against second seed Novak Djokovic due to illness. 2013, breakthrough. Wawrinka teamed with Frenchman Benoit-registered trademark T-pair to win the doubles title at the Chennai Open against the German team of Andre Bergermann and Martin Imrich. At the 2013 Australian Open, he made it to the 4th round. He lost a grueling 5-set thriller against Novak Djokovic which lasted just over 5 hours, finally losing in the 22nd game of the 5th set. "It definitely ranks right at the top," said Djokovic, after his victory over the Swiss. "One of the longest, most interesting, and most exciting matches I have played in my career." In the first round of the 2013 Davis Cup on February 2, 2013, he played the longest ATP doubles match in history. He and Marco Cardinali were defeated by Lucas Ohrasol and Tomáš Berdych of the Czech Republic in 7 hours and 2 minutes, including a 46-game-long final set. The match was the second longest ATP match ever. Wawrinka made it to the final of the 2013 Copa Claro in Buenos Aires, losing to David Ferrer in that final. Wawrinka won the 4th title of his career at the Portugal Open, where he defeated the top seed and world number 4 David Ferrer. This was his first title since January 2011. In Madrid, Wawrinka's run of success continued, with a 3-set win over Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the quarter-finals. The following day, he defeated Tomáš Berdych, also in 3 sets, to advance to his second Masters 1000 final against Rafael Nadal. With this victory, he also re-entered the top 10 at number 10. He lost the final in straight sets. He made it to the quarter-finals of the French Open for the first time after recovering from 2 sets down to beat Richard Gasquet in the 4th round, but subsequently lost to defending and 7-time champion Rafael Nadal in straight sets. He started the grass court season at the Top Shelf Open in Herzogenaurach and made it to the final, where he lost to Nicolas Mahut. At Wimbledon, he lost in the first round to Lleyton Hewitt. In the 2013 US Open, Wawrinka reached his first Grand Slam semi-final, losing to top seed Novak Djokovic, again in 5 tightly contested sets. Previously he had defeated world number 5 Tomáš Berdych in 4 sets in the 4th round, and beat world number 3 and defending champion Andy Murray in straight sets in the quarter-finals. After his Grand Slam breakthrough, Wawrinka continued to display solid form, reaching the semi-finals in Kuala Lumpur, where he has lost to Julian Benneteau, and quarter-finals in both final hard-court Masters 1000 tournaments, Shanghai and Paris, losing to Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, respectively. Wawrinka went to the ATP World Tour Finals for the first time in his career. He made an impact on the tournament, beating Thomas Berdych and David Ferrer in round-robin matches. While he lost to Rafael Nadal in straight sets for the 12th time in his career, both sets were finished in tight tiebreaks and the Swiss actually won more points in the match. Wawrinka advanced in second place to the semi-finals, where he met Novak Djokovic and lost to him for the fourth time that year. 2014, Australian Open title and continued success. Wawrinka began his ninth season on the ATP World Tour with a win at the Chennai Open in India, winning this tournament for the second time in his career, defeating Edouard Roger Vasselin in the final in straight sets. At the 2014 Australian Open, Wawrinka beat Andrei Golubev and Alejandro Falla in the first two rounds, then had a walkover when Veselko Pospisil pulled out of their third-round match, followed by a three-set win over Tommy Robredo. Wawrinka's quarter-final opponent was Novak Djokovic, and this time Wawrinka won in 5 sets, taking the deciding fifth set 9-7 after being a breakdown. The victory ended a 14-match losing streak against the three-time reigning champion. He then faced off against another first-time Australian Open semi-finalist, Thomas Berdych, winning the match in 4 tight sets. In the ensuing final, he defeated world number 1 Rafael Nadal in 4 sets. It was his first win over Nadal in 13 attempts, and also made him the first man since Sergei Bruguera in 1993 to beat both of the top 2 seeds en route to a Grand Slam title. This was also only the second time since 2005 that a player outside of the Big Four had won a major title, and the first since Juan Martín del Potro won the US Open in 2009. In addition, Wawrinka became the first player to defeat both Nadal and Djokovic in a single Grand Slam tournament. He is also the second Swiss man to win a Grand Slam title after Roger Federer. Due to his championship victory at the 2014 Australian Open, Wawrinka for the first time in his career cracked into the top 5, becoming world number 3, and the top-ranked Swiss player in the world ahead of Federer for the first time. Playing for Switzerland in the first round of the 2014 Davis Cup against Serbia, he defeated Dusan Lajovic in 4 sets in the second rubber. Switzerland went on to win the tie 3-2 to reach their first Davis Cup quarter-final since 2004. After a 1-month break, he next played at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells as the number 3 seed. In his opening round, he overcame Ivo Karlovic in straight sets. In the third round, he defeated Andreas Seppi dropping only 2 games. In the fourth round, his 13-match winning streak from the start of the season came to an end against Kevin Anderson. At the Sony Open in Miami, he made it to the fourth round after defeating Daniel Gimeno-Trava and Edouard Roger Vasselin before losing to an informed Alexander Dolgopolov. Wawrinka returned to Switzerland's Davis Cup team for their quarter-final against Kazakhstan. Wawrinka was beaten in his first match by Andrei Golubev, then he and Federer lost their doubles match to Golubev and Alexander Nedvesov. However, Wawrinka then came from a set down to beat Kukushkin and level the match again. Federer won the deciding rubber to send Switzerland to the semi-finals where they will play Italy. At the Monte Carlo Masters, Wawrinka crushed Marin Oier in the second round, losing only 2 games in the process. He then received a walkover in the third round to Nicola S. Almagro, due to a left foot injury to the Spaniard preventing him from playing. In the quarter-final, Wawrinka defeated Milos Raonic in straight sets after overcoming deficits in the first set tiebreak, then breaking the Canadian twice in the second to secure his second semi-final appearance in the Principality. Wawrinka took on Nadal's conqueror David Ferrer in the semi-final and dominated from the outset, and although Ferrer fought back in the second, he was able to dictate play and make his third Masters final, which have all come on clay. The stage was set for the first all-Swiss final in 14 years, as he would take on his close friend Roger Federer. Coming into the final, Wawrinka had only beaten Federer once, but it was at Monte Carlo 5 years ago, and both players were in fine form entering the match. In the first set, Federer secured an early break and prevented any chances of Wawrinka breaking and closed out the opener. However, Wawrinka fought back to take a close second set in a tiebreak, and after that, all momentum had switched to Wawrinka and he did not relinquish his advantage, winning his first Masters 1000 title on his third attempt. In doing so, Wawrinka took over the top spot in the race to London. Thus far, Wawrinka has managed to defeat Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer this season, whom he had a 2-15, 0-12, and 1-13 record respectively, coming into the 2014 season. However, Wawrinka had less success in his next two tournaments, losing in the second round in Madrid to Dominic Thiem and the third round of Rome to Tommy Haas. Wawrinka then suffered a first-round defeat to Guillermo Garca and La Cubed Pez in the 2014 French Open. Later that month, Wawrinka participated in the AEGON Championships, knocking out Marcos Baghdatis, Sam Querrey, and Marinko Matrosevic without dropping a set, before losing to eventual champion Grigor Dimitrov in the semi-finals. Wawrinka was seeded fifth for Wimbledon due to the tournament's seeding process being a combination of world ranking and recent grass court form, meaning Wawrinka, who had lost in the first round the previous 2 years, was seeded lower than world number 5 Andy Murray and world number 4 Roger Federer as they had won the title the previous 2 seasons. Wawrinka proceeded to have his best ever run at the tournament, reaching the quarter-finals for the first time, dropping just one set in the process. He faced Roger Federer in the first all-Swiss men's quarter-final in Wimbledon history, losing in 4 close sets. Playing style: possessing one of the best one-handed backhands on tour, Wawrinka is characterized as a powerful offensive baseliner capable of playing well on most surfaces, especially on clay and hard courts. He is known for his fast serve, which has reached as high as 232 km/h. His forehand, considered a weakness early in his career, has improved significantly and is now a big weapon in his game. His largest weakness has been considered his mental strength, as he has been known to falter in the biggest matches. This is evidenced by his win ratio in tournament finals and his head-to-head records against the Big Four. Over the years, Wawrinka has become stronger in this regard, as he reached the quarter-finals at a major for the first time in his career at the 2010 US Open. Wawrinka then continued his form into the 2011 season by reaching the quarter-finals at the Australian Open. In 2013, he began working with new coach Magnus Norman. This partnership has been credited for improvement in Wawrinka's performance in important matches, and was evident in his victories over Andy Murray at the 2013 US Open, and Novak Djokovic at the 2014 Australian Open, as well as his improved consistency. Wawrinka's mental game has also been seen to improve over time, culminating in his win over Rafael Nadal at the 2014 Australian Open, in which Wawrinka survived a fieback from Nadal to clinch the title. Personal life: Wawrinka's father, Wolfram, is a German of Czech ancestry, although his surname is actually of Polish origin. Wawrinka's paternal great-grandfather originated from the border region between Poland and the former Czechoslovakia. Wawrinka's mother, Isabel, is Swiss. His mother works as a biodynamic farmer helping disabled people. He has one older brother, Jonathan, who teaches tennis, and 2 younger sisters, Jana Copyright and Norla, who are students and tennis players. Wawrinka holds both Swiss and German citizenship. Wawrinka lives in St. Bartha Copyright Lemmy, about 20 kilometers north of Lausanne, with his wife, Ilham Vorlaud, a Swiss television presenter and former fashion model. They married on December 15, 2009. Vorlaud gave birth to the couple's first child, a girl named Alexia, on February 12, 2010. On January 4, 2011, Swiss media reported that, according to Vorlaud, Wawrinka separated from the family to dedicate himself to tennis, having only 5 more years to make an impact. The couple has since reconciled. He is a friend of fellow Swiss tennis player Roger Federer. Wawrinka has a tattoo on his left forearm in italic script that quotes the Irish writer Samuel Beckett in English: "Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better." As well as his daughter's name and handprints on his torso. Commercial endorsements: Wawrinka's corporate sponsors have included Visilab, from, Yonex, Subaru, Audi and Audemars Piguet. As of January 2012, Wawrinka wears Yonex clothing and shoes and uses the Yonex VCORE Tour G, formerly playing with the Yonex VCORE Tour 97 racket. Previously, he used head tennis rackets, first the Flashpoint Prestige Mid Plus and Microjaw Prestige Pro, and then the Yaotech Prestige Pro Mid Plus. Significant finals. Grand Slam finals, singles, 1, ATP Masters 1000, singles, 3, Olympics Games, doubles, 1, singles performance timeline, key, 1 tournament. Or reached final. Semi-final. Quarter-final. Round 4, 3, 2, 1. Competed at a round-robin stage. Lost in qualification round. Absent from tournament event. Played in a Davis Cup zonal group or playoff. Won a bronze, silver or gold medal at the Olympics. A downgraded Masters Series/1000 tournament. Or a tournament that was not held in a given year. To avoid confusion and double counting, these charts are updated either at the conclusion of a tournament, or when the player's participation in the tournament has ended. Current through the 2014 French Open, 1 held as Hamburg Masters until 2008, Madrid Masters 2009, a Euro present 2 held as Madrid Masters until 2008, and Shanghai Masters 2009, a Euro present. Records. These records were attained in Open era of tennis. References. External links. Official site, Stanislas Wawrinka at the Association of Tennis Professionals, Stanislas Wawrinka at the International Tennis Federation, Stanislas Wawrinka at the International Tennis Federation Junior Profile, Stanislas Wawrinka at the Davis Cup.